Welcome to your Research Business Daily Report for June the 7th, 2012. Today's research news that you won't find anywhere else is sponsored by SSI. I've been in this industry for 17 years and I've learned many things, including the fact that the real earth-shaking innovations come from smaller companies. And these smaller operations have an unshakable stick-to-itiveness in their vision. Effective marketing management's next generation of market mix modeling looks like an idea on the come. It emphasizes long-term customer strategies. Its principals, Michael von Gonten, Tom Chapman, and David Hu, are highly recognizable faces. And we invited Hu to our studios to fill us in about sales response modeling.
David, you really are pushing the idea of taking market mix modeling to a totally new level. Isn't that the case?
That is, because we do our modeling fundamentally different than mixed models. Our approach is to measure advertising and promotion effects among penetration versus repeat sales, not total sales like mixed models.
Okay, so what you're really saying is that people who are using mixed models, and that's the universe of CPG companies and drug companies and such, and credit card companies, that they need to be thinking longer term rather than a relatively shorter term way of looking at it.
And that's right. When you look at penetration versus repeat, it allows you to look at how you grow a business by adding new customers to your base with penetration. And then over time, their repeat is what the volume grows long term. And as long as your product is proved satisfactory, they'll keep buying you as long as it is. And you can even turn your advertising off.
Okay. Now, when someone develops an idea that takes the existing status quo beyond where it is, usually it's because there are some shortcomings or flaws. What's the flaw in market mix modeling, if you can be a little bit more specific?
Oh, there's two. They measure in total sales, not penetration or repeat. And we have found that advertising only affects penetration. So if you measure it among total sales, you're diluting the sensitivity and accuracy of measuring advertising effects.
Okay. What's been the reaction from the community that you're trying to get to make this adaptation and adoption of this new approach?
It goes two ways. Once they understand what we're really talking about, there's a group that really embrace it. And then there's a group that say, well, this is diametrically opposed to almost everything we thought we knew about marketing and promotion, and they're scared.
Okay. We'll deal with the former last. Let me ask you about the latter you just mentioned. Are you getting a lot of pushback when you present your idea?
It's more that they're just it's a direct conflict with their vested interest in their expertise in mixed modeling.
Okay. Status quo is always hard to break away from. And those who have an open ear or an open eye to what you're suggesting, what's been their reaction?
It's actually unbelievable. We had a client where we measured every one of their 15-second executions, like a dozen, and we found most of them were zero effectiveness, and the ones that really moved the needle were four times more effective in increasing penetration, which leads to eventually a 4 times increase in volume.
Okay. And finally, I know because I read about it that you guys actually got an award from the Wharton School at some conference recently. What was that all about?
Yeah, last week we presented at Wharton our approach to measuring advertising effects, and the conference attendees, about 100 people, voted us as the best paper presented.
And the kind of people in the audience were who?
They range from professors Jerry Wind and Byron Sharp, who were the conference chairs, to the CMO of Mars, candy and pet food, to digital researchers across the country, to other practitioners, lots of people from the measurement supply.
All right, David. Hey, best of luck in this new idea. I know breaking new things into the industry can be a bit of a challenge, but I think the industry is much more open to new things than it used to be in the past.
Yes, it's very exciting.
Okay. Thanks for your time.
Great. Thank you, Bob.
Happily, our industry is increasingly open to new approaches that challenge the status quo. And I found it extremely interesting that one Wharton Conference attendee told Von Gotten of his presentation, quote, "It's the most credible evidence of advertising's effects I have ever seen," end of quote. Find out more at effectivemarketingmgt.com. That's today's Research Business Daily Report. I want to thank everyone who participated in our viewership survey. Actually, you'll have one last chance to put your 2 cents in when we send it out this weekend. RBDR has been sponsored this week by SSI, which is staging an offline-online Research Mix webinar on June the 13th. There's a link to it below this video screen. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday with news and an exclusive RBDR interview with Coca-Cola Vice President of Research, Stan Stanonathan.